While climate change is a global challenge, the very countries and regions with the least resources are at the greatest risk. The Adaptation Fund was created in 2001 and launched in 2007 by parties to the United Nations Climate Convention, specifically to fund concrete adaptation projects to help the countries that are the most vulnerable to climate change.
Some of the projects that we funded were among the first projects that those countries had seen in the area of adaptation. So we've come a long way learning about what works and what doesn't work in adaptation, and we are continuing to build on that.
Adaptation Fund projects create scalable models by demonstrating successful, tangible projects on the ground that have helped millions of beneficiaries and fostered more resilient natural ecosystems. By helping the most vulnerable people adapt to the impacts of climate change, the Adaptation Fund also helps in the global response to climate change.
The Adaptation Fund was the first climate fund that made direct access available for developing countries to give them ownership on their own adaptation pathways by enabling those countries to access funds directly from the Adaptation Fund.
Fondo de Adaptación fue clave en la promoción de medidas de adaptación para temas pesqueros. Lo hacen de manera sostenible y de esa manera son un ejemplo a replicar en otras zonas del ámbito costero.
The project has been supporting local communities with small grants, managing their natural resources with a strong focus on protected area management.
What it allowed Sandy to do was really bring the design of these climate change adaptation responses much closer to the community level.
The combined risks of the COVID-19 pandemic and increasingly dangerous floods, droughts, and wildfires have heightened the world's awareness and understanding of climate adaptation.
The adaptation needs that developing countries have are enormous. The resilience that we as the Adaptation Fund have built towards climate change have also enabled countries to adapt to the effects of the pandemic economically, socially, and otherwise.
The Adaptation Fund has continued to expand its grant-making by adding new funding windows in addition to the regular concrete projects that it funds. These new programs include scale-up grants and grants to foster learning and innovation in adaptation. The fund also doubled the amount of money countries can access for single-country projects.
ពីមុនណាមុនគម្រោងក្នុងនាមខ្ញុំជាសហគមន៍ផងហ្នឹងគឺគម្រោងបានចាប់យកពីឆ្នាំ2014